President Emmanuel Macron has arrived in Tel Aviv nearly 2 weeks after the assault of the Hamas terrorists into Israeli territory. Now, French President is likely to meet with the Prime Minister of Israel, that's Benjamin Netanyahu, and his visit, of course, is preceding what is likely to be a ground assault into the Gaza Strip. Now, do remember that there were several French nationals who were affected due to the Hamas's terrorist attack. The French president, I think, right now talking to French citizens who were caught in this, as there are several foreign nationals who are believed to have been caught in the Hamas's attack. He is, of course, expected to meet Benjamin Netanyahu as well as the Israeli President Herzog. About 1,400 people, including 30 French nationals, lost their lives in the Hamas's terrorist strike on the 7th of October. Thereafter, of course, we have seen the West rally in support of Israel. But we are given to understand that Macron's visit assumes some amount of significance because it is very likely that he could come with a set of proposals. At least that's what some international agencies are reporting, that he could come up with a set of proposals to de-escalate the situation, even as the US has said that there will be no ceasefire till the hostages are released. Ceasefire between Israel and Hamas will only happen after all the hostages are released safely. Now, this morning we saw 2 Israeli hostages being released. These were women who were about 76 and 82 years old. Continues to fight the Hamas and prepares for a ground offensive at the same time. Republic TV's Gursimran Singh spoke to the IDF spokesperson Faye Goldstein.
Joined by me is the official from the IDF. Man, you have been here on the ground. You have seen how they have unleashed terror here. What remains the strategy of the IDF when it comes to decimating the terror infrastructure that remains on the north of the Gaza?
The IDF is focused on ensuring that Hamas never has the ability to use Gaza as a launching pad for terror attacks against Israel ever again. That means going off the top leaders, starting from Yahya Sinwar all the way to the bottom foot leader, all of the infrastructure, all of the military capabilities, all of the rocket launchers, all of the intelligence, every single element of Hamas, we will focus and ensure to make sure they never again have the ability to attack.
But when we say that the ground operations will be launched, because we have come across the political statements as well as the statements from the IDF also, which says that it is a high time that we will be very soon taking the operations to the enemy's land. Then you also understand that when your soldiers step into the enemy's land, then the probability that you are carrying out the airstrikes that comes down to zero, because you have foots on ground on the soil of Gaza. Then how you plan to take the operations forward? Because there is a demand from your country also, and also from those nations who want peace in the world, that the Hamas be decimated, that totally be wiped out from the world's map.
I can't give any operational details. I can't go through anything about how we're planning and when we're planning. All I can tell you is that we are ready, our soldiers are ready, and we are ready to do whatever it needs to take in order to wipe out Hamas.
We have seen some of the countries or the proxies of some countries coming in the support of the Hamas, because we have seen another front being opened as thrown as a challenge to the Israel side, that let's push the Israel into a two-front war so that they come apart. But how remains the strategy of the Israeli Defense Forces?
We are focusing right now on Hamas. We are focusing on ensuring again that the world sees the atrocities that Hamas committed against Israelis, against the children, the women, the men. We are focusing on ensuring again that they do not ever have the power to do this again. And we are ready for whatever comes our way.
So it is going to be a long time war that we are going to witness. It is going to take a time.
I can't get into any operational details. All I know and all I can really tell you is that we will do what we need to do in order that every Israeli can go to sleep at night.
We have seen that Hamas is trying to play an emotional card when they release some of the hostages. They say we are ready to release more also. They are coming with many kind of statements that they are trying to portray that it is the Israel side that is doing the wrong to the people of Gaza, not the Hamas that has done the wrong. wrong.
This is classic psychological warfare. We see it with ISIS, we see it with other terror organizations going into the psyche of the people. Every single person that has ever walked in any of these small communities, the moshavim and the kibbutzim on the border, knows the atrocities that Hamas committed. They know that they have murdered men, women, children, kidnapped and held for ransom families, taken grandparents hostage, raped women. We know the atrocities that they have committed, and we are insistent on ensuring that that can never happen again.
There are some reports that have emerged, two things that are quite similar to what the ISIS has been. Their brutality style, and also we got to know that from some reports that they were under the influence of drugs when they carried out this. That means a classic ISIS style they are following. Do you see that they are also similar? The threat ISIS was to the world or is to the world is the same in case of Hamas?
There is an absolute element of brutality, of barbarism, of savagery that we see that Hamas carried out with the people here. This can be understood from anybody that has been attacked and impacted by terror around the world.